It looked like Martin Truex Jr. had the race at Richmond in the bag, but a late race caution due to Kyle Larson getting loose. Bubba Wallace kind of clipping him in the left rear, spinning him out, caused the caution to come out with 2 laps to go. They went into NASCAR overtime. They all went into the pits. Denny Hamlin beat Martin Truex Jr. out of the pits. He got the inside preferred lane. And then we had a crazy restart where it ended up with Denny Hamlin in victory lane and Martin Truex Jr. I think he ended up finishing in 4th, and he was not happy at his teammate, rubbed him up after the checkered flag waved, and he also got into a little door banging with Kyle Larson on the final lap. He expressed his distaste for Denny Hamlin post-race, claiming that he actually jumped the start. Before we get into this, I'd like to ask you, please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss any of our future videos here at John Trent Racing. So let's start at the beginning. Here is the spin of Larson coming off of Bubba Wallace's front bumper. I think that was kind of a racing deal. Obviously, we don't see the full replay right here, but it did look like that Larson slipped up a little bit, got off the gas. Bubba Wallace was going to slip in behind him, keep pace, and with Larson letting off the gas, he slowed up, and Bubba really didn't have enough time to check up, and he ran into him, and the caution came out. So I just think that was indeed a racing deal. After that came out, as I said, we had the pit stops, and Denny Hamlin's pit crew was the best. Got him out in front. And then this is the restart. That white line right there is the restart line. That is when you can go. And let's take a look at what happens right here. So you can see Denny Hamlin is almost 3/4 of a car ahead of Martin Truex by the time he's already by the time he gets to that white line. And then obviously Hamlin pushes him up the track here a little bit. Typical kind of short track racing move there. Don't really see anything wrong with that. And Joey Logano is able to kind of dive underneath of him here, coming out of, I think this is 3 and 4 right there, and then gets him into 1 and 2. But and then here we go. We got to see some post race with Truex here smacking Hamlin's bumper. So you get to see some of that. But let's just go back here to this restart. Again, it's this white line is when they are allowed to go. And if we watch this, I do think that Hamlin starts early. Like, he's already going there. You can see that Truex is half a car behind, and Hamlin is not at that white line yet. So I definitely do feel like Hamlin jumped the restart there. We did have reports from the Fox News booth saying that the review was not the restart, was not under review. But then obviously there was this incident here coming onto the final lap between Larson and Martin Truex Jr. They were door banging. This was kind of the end of it there, where Larson kind of shoved him up into the wall, and then Truex came back down on him, and then Larson shoved him up even further. That was after the checkered. But Larson did a post-race interview, and I think it's probably pretty accurate. Truex was not happy with Denny Hamlin and was just kind of taking it out on Larson because he was the closest one there. We do have this report from Steven Stumpf. He is the NASCAR content director for Front Stretch. I assume he was listening to the radio transmissions between Truex and his crew chief, James Smalls. And he's quoting Truex here saying he jumped the effing start, James. So this is before his interview with Fox. So he was already not happy with Denny Hamlin, accusing him of jumping the start. And then this is what Martin Truex had to say to Fox after the race, and he was not happy. Let's take a listen.
228 laps led by Martin Truex Jr., and everything changes at the end of this race. Martin, take us through the emotional roller coaster that it was.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate, fortunately, this has happened here a few times over the years. So, yeah, we're, in a great spot, and had a great auto-winners Camry all night long, and the guys did a really good job. Just got beat out of the pits, and then, he jumped the start and then just used me up in turn 1. So definitely sucks, but a good solid day and another car capable of winning. So we'll just have to come back next week, try to get him again.
Thanks, Martin.
So I don't know about you, but I definitely feel like Denny Hamlin did indeed jump the start. If they're telling us that you cannot go until you get to that white line, Hamlin clearly was going before he got to that white line. I think he had at least half a car, potentially 3/4 of a car advantage over Truex before he got to that line. Again, I don't think that replay we saw there from Fox really kind of shows the picture. If you look at this one here, I think we get a way better look at it again. Here it is. You can see as they move forward right there. He's already ahead of Truex by at least 1/4 of a car, way, way ahead of him. And then by the time they get to that line, I think he's ahead of him by half a car, potentially 3/4 of a car. Again, you can see, like, look at that white line. He's like there. He's still not at the white line. He's already half a car ahead of him. So I definitely feel like Denny Hamlin did indeed jump the start. And if NASCAR keeps this ruling, I do think that he got one. He stole one there from Martin Truex Jr. He stole one from NASCAR. Definitely was able to get that jump. And you can't blame him for doing that. Obviously, he's trying to get as much advantage as he can. He got a huge advantage with his pit crew, getting him out early, and he got the advantage here as well. But I also feel like Martin Truex Jr. does have a valid complaint. I feel like his assessment of the situation is 100% accurate. That is what my eyeballs are showing me. And really, the blame here lies on NASCAR for not reviewing this restart and seeing that Denny Hamlin did indeed jump the restart. So I really do feel like the fault lies with them. As far as Truex's complaint about Denny Hamlin kind of using him up going into turn 1 and 2, it's short track racing. That's what happens. You push the guy up the track, you use him up. And that's just what happens. So, I mean, you expect that if Truex is in Hamlin's position there, he's doing the same thing, probably pushing him up the track like there. And you should expect that, and he should have expected that as well. But let me know what you guys make of what Martin Truex Jr. had to say here, his accusations against Denny Hamlin. Do you think that Denny Hamlin did indeed jump the start? Obviously, you heard my opinions, but let me know what you guys made of this, and where do you think the fault lies? Do you think it lies with Denny Hamlin? Do you think it lies with Martin Truex Jr.? Should he have been trying to gain an advantage on that restart, or paying attention to what Hamlin was doing a little bit closer? And being right there next to him. If Hamlin's going to jump, maybe he should have been jumping the start too. Do you think the fault lies with NASCAR for not catching the fact that Denny Hamlin jumped the start, if that is what indeed you think happened? But let me know in the comments below.